Hi, my name is Bethany Dinger, and I live in Bel Air, Maryland, which is about 30 miles north of Baltimore City. And I'm aiming to teach history and government, which is 9th and 10th grade in Maryland, where it's a required class in order to graduate from high school having the government finished. And I'm here to do the Disposition Self-Assessment survey video section. So let me get to these questions. Educators should believe that all students can learn and should support realistic expectations for student success. This is very important, making sure that they have achievable goals and that they're realistic that for each child or each student, and making sure that they're able to do this. So they feel that success, they feel that encouragement in themselves, and they're willing to do more after that because they know they can do it. And next, the second question is, educators should be sensitive to the individual learning and social needs of students and embrace the community, cultural diversity in the community. Baltimore seems lately to have had a really big expansion, so there's lots more cultures and lots more languages that you hear all over the city, and it's really, really encouraging. And I want to make sure that we foster a positive feeling and a positive energy amongst all of these different cultures in a school setting. And so really, the teacher is the person who sets the expectation and sets and models that behaviors and those beliefs. Educators should promote social justice, equity, maintain appropriate standards of confidentiality, and exercise fairness in all areas, including assessment. This is very, very important. Make sure that you've got a true sense of confidentiality. The children feel like they can come to you, and that whatever they're feeling is pressing on them, they can share it with you. And you're not going to tell anyone else, and you're not going to really go out of your way to make sure their business is everywhere else. That you're keeping it right here, and that's very, very important. And you've got that same distance when you're grading or assessing, so that your personal feelings don't always color the way that you're grading a student. Educators should exercise sound judgment and ethical behavior. You are a model in the community. Whether you like it or not, the community looks up to teachers. They look up to people who work in the school system, and they use them as, they say, students, this is what you want to achieve. This is what you want to be like. So you need to really be an upstanding person and have behavior that reflects that. Educators should recognize that reflection combined with experience leads to growth as a professional. Absolutely. Being able to reflect on what you've been teaching, whether it's successful, whether it's not successful, and you can really look at it and say, wow, this was awesome. I have to do that again, and I have to make sure I do it the same way or take it a notch up. The same goes in the opposite direction. That didn't work. That bombed really badly. Why? What can I do to make that a successful lesson next time around? So you just have to be able to really have it in yourself to be able to look hard at what you are teaching and how it's going, how it's working. Educators should promote and support curiosity and encourage active inquiry. Absolutely, absolutely. You want them to just find something and run with it and follow that spark and follow that thing that caught their attention, and where can they take it? Where else can they explore with that theme or that concept? And the opposite with the inquiry, if they want to see why it worked, let them take it apart. Let them really deconstruct and see where they worked, where they didn't work, where they think they could make it better. That's what I really want to see. If they can take a concept or a plan or something and say, hey, it works here, but what if I can make it work here? And what can I do to get it from this level to that level and make it successful? That is awesome. And giving them that opportunity is amazing. Educators should model integrity in their words and actions. That goes back to the ethical behavior. You really need to model exactly what you think they need to strive to be. You have to have a level of integrity where that honesty, that you're not gonna lie to them. You're not gonna lie anywhere, and you're gonna make sure that you are truthful in everything. Educators should demonstrate professional friendliness, warmth, and genuine caring in their relationships with others while providing intellectual, emotional, and spiritual support. Yes. You have to be able to be approachable to those students. It goes back to the modeling and the integrity. You want them to be able to come to you to talk to you, and you need to have that personality that's engaging and that they want to come to, not that kind of standoffish behavior or personality where they're like, oh no, we're in her class, we do her work, we don't talk to her. That's just not the kind of personality you want to have around students. And you really want to make sure that if they need something, they're comfortable coming and asking you. Teachers understand the effect of community involvement and servant leadership as it applies to the welfare of others in an educational setting. Yes, teachers really need to be involved in the community. You need to show them that we function together as a community. The teacher, the students, the administration, it all is together and functioning as a whole. And each of these parts need to be supported for whatever they need. Like it says, whether it is emotional, spiritual, or intellectual, wherever the need is, you need to be able to step in and support that. Teachers understand the effect of community involvement and servant leadership as it applies to the welfare of the others in the educational setting. Servant leadership is very important. You need to be willing to step out there and support. It takes a lot of strength in yourself to be able to say, I can be that leader. I can do that for the community. But you're just stepping out in order to serve them, which it's a hard dichotomy to put together. I'm serving and leading at the same time. But you have to be able to take that step out and really show that if the community needs something, you're there for them, and you're willing to do whatever it takes to get them to the point where they're feeling comfortable and whole. Educators should be committed to the profession of teaching and learning. If you're in it, you're in it for life, and you mean it. It's a calling. It really is, working with students on any level, whether you're working with the little itty bitty early education group, whether you are working in K through 12, whether you're even in college, or if you're even working with older adults who've gone back to school because they didn't finish it the first time around. Wherever the student is in that spectrum of education, you need to be there to support them, and you're dedicated to the profession and making sure that it's really where you are and where you're feeling comfortable and you're feeling like you can serve. So thank you so much. That's me answering these questions. I apologize for rambling a little bit, but thank you so much, and I will talk to you later.